The State Employees Association met for its 69th annual convention shortly after failed negotiations with the governor led to layoffs and reduced services to the people of New Hampshire.
Hi, my name is Lee Quant, and I'm at the SEA convention in Nashua. And we have Jay Ward here today, the political director of the State Employees Association. And Jay, thank you for making yourself available to us today. The hot topic discussion is the layoffs, and people have a lot of questions about that. Could you bring us up to date?
Sure, and great question. So we've offered the governor $146 million right from day one of negotiations. They refused. We offered compassionate furloughs where people that could take the time off would give it back to those single parents or other issue families. They refused. We've offered, they've refused.
I think the simplest question to ask is, if the governor wanted a contract, would there be a contract right now?
There would be a contract tomorrow, and there would have been a contract 2 months ago or even 5 months ago. He never wanted it.
But were state employees really willing to give anything up?
We're families too. We're state employees, but we're also a New Hampshire family, and I'm the primary breadwinner in my family. But I was willing to take a cut in pay so that somebody else would keep their job, so that that person at Health and Human Services could help another family who's been out of work for 6 or 8 months, who needs food stamps, who lost their health insurance and needs medical care.
I see that the governor, whenever he speaks, always says, well, the state employees union decided not to. It's like his hands are tied when he wasn't at the beginning really willing to work with us at all. And it makes us look like we're greedy people, that we want more, when that's not the case at all. We want a fair contract. Why would I vote for a contract for me to take 19 days off when I could still possibly lose my job? I can't afford that.
Programs being cut or short-staffed are needed now more than ever.
Here across the state, our unemployment numbers are rising. We're cutting back on essential health services. There doesn't seem to be a plan how we're going to address these issues. So as a state senator, I am extremely concerned because I have constituents that need services, and I've got to try to find them a way to get those services. And the first place people will turn to is the state for help. And if we don't have a plan, we don't have the services, where are these people going to go? And it can take a potentially bad situation and turn it even to an even worse one.
This is a time when New Hampshire families are most in need, when our children are most at risk. If people are reading the headlines in the last few weeks, we have a lot of problems in this state and our families. Families are in trouble. People have lost the safety net in this state.
It appears to me that, especially with like DCYF, all the layoffs in DCYF, that he has an agenda to close DCYF or to outsource the work that state employees do right now to outside contractors. That's what it appears to me, because they were hit so hard in the departments that were hit. Especially, I heard that like the intake unit where when the children come in to be processed, he did away with that. Department was totally wiped out. And I don't understand, if you're still having children committing crimes that need to be, put into YDC, why would you get rid of an department that processes them and puts them in the proper units?
The programs that they've picked make no sense. The MOP program, the multiple offender program that we have out there, has been successful. The court system utilizes the MOP program. They closed that down. They've closed down the public health nurses for foster care. They've closed down the lead paint protection for children. We don't know who's throwing the darts at what programs are being cut, but it makes no sense.
The layoffs have also been unfair to workers, not taking into account seniority, need, or even fiscal responsibility.
We're laying off a secretary who has 32 years in, 33 years in, but she's only 52, so she's too young to retire. Right. She's deaf. No one's going to hire a 52-year-old secretary who's deaf in this economy, right? We're laying her off while we're hiring $90,000 a year unclassified.
I heard about that.
Yes, we heard about that.
Yes,
Right?
a number of
I mean,
unclassified.
how ludicrous is that?
I've had friends get laid off.
Yeah.
You know, and they're upset. Because we've tried as a union to give them $99 million as concessions.
Yep.
And I think everybody would have voted for the furloughs if there was a guarantee of no layoffs.
Yep.
And we were told that people were still going to get laid off, and that's tough to do.
And I understand the other day they just hired 3 unclassified people at $100,000 each or something like that. In the
I heard it
council.
too, but it's probably more.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Yeah, so they're still hiring that unclassified. So.
Yeah. And contract work is going out, and that's costing a lot more in the budget than our salaries.
And now,
The agency I work for had 7 of them were actual layoffs, and 3 of them were either demotions or reassignments. The one lady that was laid off had 29 years and 10 months of service. She was not yet 60 years of age, which means if she wanted to retire under 60, she didn't have the 30 years of service in that would give her free medical care for herself and her husband. I think that's just a mean thing to do. 2 months shy of being able to collect the full benefit.
We have people that are laid off that are 3 months from retirement age. We have people that have given 24 years of service to the state. It didn't have to happen. It shouldn't have happened.
So we need to tell our legislators what it is that we need, what it is that we want. Do we really need or want a half shelter in Hampton Beach right now? Probably not. Do we need to fund LCHIP to the way it's been funded in the past? Probably not. Not right now. Those things are all nice, but right now what we need is to just help people get through this very difficult economy.
So get back to the priorities.
Get back to the priorities.
Great.
And the people are the priority.
Well, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.